This is a reading from Rays of the One Light, weekly commentaries on the Bible and the Bhagavad Gita. Week 10, Dogmatism versus Common Sense. Truth is one and eternal. Realize oneness with it in your deathless self within. The following commentary is based on the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda. In the Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 7, Jesus warns, "Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Wherefore, by their fruits you shall know them." Jesus here, as indeed many times during his teaching, counsels people to use their God-given common sense and not to rely on high-flown but undemonstrable claims. Common sense goes beyond abstract reason, for it is rooted in actual experience. Even common sense, however, is deficient when the judgment called for goes beyond sensory experience. Ultimately, what he emphasized always, therefore, was intuitive perception. Thus, he expected more of his disciples than crude common sense, and often scolded them for being too literal-minded, as he did elsewhere when they thought his statement, "I have meat to eat that you know not of," meant that he had steaks or sandwiches secreted about his person. His reference, of course, was to spiritual, not material substance. Words, even though appearing in the scriptures, are no substitute for direct perception of truth. Therefore, the Bhagavad Gita says in the 2nd chapter, "The sage who knows God has little need for the scriptures, as one might have for a pond while the whole land is covered in flood." Thus, through Holy Scripture, God has spoken to mankind.
And this one's from Whispers of Eternity. Divine Mother, be thou the only flame shining on the altar of our hearts. Burn away any darkness that lurks there. Divine Mother, be thou the only fragrance rising with the incense of our love for thee. Permeate any dark nook in the hearts also of those we love. In our tears of love for thee, wash away what attraction we feel for material objects. In our tears of communion with thee, wash away all the sorrows of earth forevermore. Divine Mother, unite our separate hearts into one great love, wherein thy omnipresence can rest forever and forever. Teach us to behold our latent perfection in the clear mirror of thy divinity. Let the altar flame of our love for thee rise in triumph, shaming the little, hissing sparks of all earthly desires. O Divine Mother, may our love be a shooting star, racing gloriously through dark skies of forgetfulness, cutting its way through dark thunder clouds of worldly preoccupation. Divine Mother, A million distractions have come to lure us away from thoughts of thee. Thou, thyself, in order to test us, hast offered false substitute fulfillments, pompous temple ceremonies to satisfy the ego needs of worldly people, religious organizations shouting, salvation can only through serving this work. Salvation can come only through serving this work. Priests and ministers offering the gospel. God will bless you if you give us money. O Mother, I have done with such outward shows in thy name. I await thee now in the inner temple of my love. Steal softly into this silent temple. Mother, with lambent flame, banish the darkness of my long ignorance and grant me safety in thy ever-shining bliss.
Thank you all. And just before Nara begins speaking about this topic, just wanted to tell you all that this beautiful altar and the feeling of this room is a tribute to these beautiful soul friends who have come to celebrate together. So thank you, Tulsi and Anju and Bhakti, for all your seva and this beautiful space that we'll be able to celebrate with everyone. So.
Mm. Yeah, it's such a power when people come here, and there's, I'm sure everyone will come here when they can, and those that have been here can just feel the energy, but more so, it's about adding the energy. It's that symbol of adding the light to this amazing space, and it's every time more people come, you just start feeling that light coming in. It's very, very special. So thank you. It's just amazing. So I wouldn't, a little bit of a start of, I do have a dad joke to start with. So what sits on the seabed and has anxiety? A nervous wreck. So it's a little bit about that, because I think the essence of this weekend that we've had has been about the chakras. But I think, you know, there's a nice key word that was in the Rays of One Light today, and that was sense. And, you know, being a key word, we have to feel whether that sense is an outward sense or an inward sense. And so the study of the chakras that we learn this weekend is a spiritual path. It's different than a worldly path. And we talked about the blueprint, and the blueprint that as a soul we come in with, and we have all these past recognitions, we have these past reactions, we have all these caught up in the vrittis of the chakras. And we've got enough work there. I mean, that's taken us to this point of wanting to know God. Yogananda said, millions of lifetimes. That's incredible, isn't it? We've got millions of lifetimes of vrittis that we have to work through. So when you think about that, we don't really have time to worry about other people's vrittis, do we? We don't have time to worry about that. But when you think about it from a worldly perception, a lot of people are doing the dogma, being caught up in trying to change other people's vrittis. And it's such an interesting thing, because when you think about what Yogananda did, Yogananda was a Hindu who was brought up to be a Swami, but then was sent to the US. But he didn't bring Hinduism over. He brought a new ray of light. He brought a new, basically a new, not religion, but a new way of looking at and pulling apart all religions. So it becomes that truth of all religions that he brought. And that's what's so special about this. And that truth is really what we're answering for. So, you know, when we talk about dogma and even common sense, it's about going inward. It's about going into that chakra. And ultimately, it was really quite simple when we came down to a weekend of discussing chakras. It was quite a simple thing, wasn't it? Where do we put our energy? It's either going to be inward and upward or down and out. And Swami talked about that. He said, you know, we have these religious pieties or people that stand up and preach, and then they preach possibly dogma or their viewpoint. But what he said to do was go inward and say, is this going to bring me inward and upward, or is it going to bring me down and out? What direction is that going? Or another simple way about it is, if community, because we're dealing with lots of stuff, we have this blueprint that we have to deal with, but that also means as much as our individual soul, but where we're put on this planet as well. So that interacts with community blueprint, doesn't it? Or country blueprint, karma, if you like. I'm just using blueprint as the way to talk about it, but really it is. It's collective karma. And why did we get placed in this area? Well, why did we get placed in this area? Because we have to learn our lessons. And it's very easy to get caught up in the chats of, you know, right or wrong, or are they doing this or are they doing that? And then having an opinion. And again, even that opinion, is it an outward opinion? Is it moving that energy in an outward way, or is it helping me clear my vrittis? So it's a really important lesson that we have a be here on this path. Is we've been given this path, we've been given an understanding of the chakras and of karma and of all these things, and it's a new truth. The truth has been there since existence, but it's pulling that out and then using that to live our life, using that to move forward and work within those, I guess, patterns, or undoing the patterns that we've come to learn from. And so there's individual problems versus the, you know, truth solutions, isn't there? And I think the truth of everything is, again, does it bring me in and up, or does it bring me down and out? Where does that truth lie? And when I was a child, I had this, you know, this child that used to come to me all the time, and there was no one around. And this has been expressed in different talks as well, but this is truth for me. And literally there was no religion involved. There was no influences involved. It was a single soul on just happened to be a really pretty island with nice waves and sunshine. But again, this child had this option of listening to the devil on one side or the angel on the other side. I don't know that that's what they were depicted as, but they were an angel and a devil, or right or wrong. And we have a choice inwardly whether we choose to listen to each of those, or whether we get caught up in everything that we do. And it was a beautiful lesson. Again, we're always learning, but even Kalamali, I'm going to put her on the spot, you know, mentioned today, you know, like really as we go about our day, whether it's savor in this temple, whether it's eating a meal, every word is wasted if we're putting it in an outward way. You know, Yogananda said, you know, come down a little bit to interact, but go back up, you know. Don't be too caught up in trying to solve problems, trying to have solutions to what they are. If we sit in the silence, we can listen to those. Bhakti mentioned this the other day, the whispers from eternity. That's the beautiful thing about, you know, this journey that we're on. We've been given the tools to go inward and listen to these whispers from eternity. But we can only do it if we're not in this outward tumbling world of outward energy as a community. Communion, absolutely. So it comes back to those simple things. It's a time to go inward. If you hear that, we've now got meaning. We've studied the chakras and the meaning of where that is and where we sit with our own blueprint, and we have a choice now of where we go.
It's okay.
Here, use mine.
Well, thank you. So, one of the thoughts that came to me when we were reading this topic is one of the missions of Yogananda when he came was to express the yoga as a science. And that was a new concept when he came. So that tradition comes from this great lineage. And just because it is Yukteswar's Mahasamadhi, I'd like to just bring him into our, celebration of, yay, Master, bringing this path of yoga science. And it started with Babaji talking to Sri Yukteswar on creating the holy science as an expression of the unity between East and West. And then he also came to Yogananda and said, you need to combine the practical spirituality, so the practical material success of the West with the spiritual depth of the East. And then he came, and that one of the first talks he did on the boat was about the science of yoga. And then the first book that he wrote was on the science of religion. How many times had that been talked about before his arrival? And then you look at how it's transformed the world, and that's why it is a new expression of religion. It's self-realization, but it's the science of our human nervous system through the astral body and the chakras and this journey that we all have. And one of the fun things that comes through when we were studying the chakras this weekend was how innate that is. We always hear that example. You don't call it a knee ache when you get your heart broken. You call it a heart ache because it's fourth chakra. Your attachments, your desires for some relationship, and the heartache of that, oh, it ended. But it's the same with, remember the example we said of the people that look at others and it's because they have too much energy at the back of the medulla. But we didn't tell these people about chakras. That's just an innate part of energy and flow of energy in that physical anatomy of our astral spine, which is, the light body. And so being able to talk about this path as a science with Sri Yukteswar's wisdom behind that is really a gift. And to be able to study such a path with such balance of science, of devotion, of, action and stillness and meditation, it's really a wonderful way to approach this age of energy. What other path could so perfectly fit what is needed in this day and age with the modernization of the busyness that everyone's experiencing, but that also being a householder or whatever dharma you have, being able to still meditate and being told that you can find God, as Lahiri did, as Sri Yukteswar did, as Yogananda did, and he had hundreds of kids as his students, and he would still find time to meditate. He had a deer in the house. You just think of what we've come from, which is go off into the wilderness and find God, to you can be in this world but not of it. And that's a bit like what you were hinting about with the speaking. It's we can, celebrate the path together and talk about everything, and we can do things together, and but it's the way in which we do it. And it's that, am I doing this in an inward and upward way? And I think what Yogananda was expressing to all of us is, this is who we are. This is a journey of the soul. This is, all of us are on the same journey of humanity being reunited with spirit, and the ways to get there are many, but go deep in the one that your heart has found. And then the other thing that came to mind that would be really beautiful to share is the quote that Bhakti brought up in the workshop yesterday, which was from Sri Yukteswar. And it's funny because in the holy science, it's profound. It goes through the astrology of the time cycles and the planets, and then he kind of ends it with, and you cannot step one foot in front of the other on the spiritual path without the natural love of the heart. It's all about love in the end. And what a message for all of us to bring into this day and age as well. We can be active, we can be doing, we can be seated in meditation, but it is that love that separates us from rigidity in the, when we get caught up in dogma. Is it with love, or does it pull us away from love? Does it bring us inward and upward, or does that ritual and the way we're doing it bring us down and out? And I think that's one of the things that sets us apart from other situations where there might be a service, and there might be a congregation and or a sangha, but it's the how we do it. And we're so lucky to have these great masters helping us and through each other, and being able to set foot on this path with that love. What a beautiful thing. It's a science and it's a loving experience as well. So just wanted to thank you all for being a part of that. And now we have our celebration of Sri Yukteswarji. And we are going on the fly a bit, but some of the inspiration that has come through all of you is having the flower offering. So we'll have flower offering, we'll have beautiful items or relics of the masters, which we'll bring up to the computer, all of you at home. And we will have some music just playing in the background. And everyone can take time to just offer, the cultivation of the energy of this weekend and ourselves to these great masters, and especially our Gyan avatar, Sri Yukteswarji, avatar of wisdom. And that is that pure love of the heart as intuitive perception. That is the greatest wisdom. So without further ado, we shall move our things and bring on the music. And so just all of you at home, my encouragement to you is, as we kind of bring a flower up to you, or we'll pretend to bring, we'll try to move you in front of the altars and just kind of bring you into the experience. Oh, and we did pick one of Sri Yukteswar's favorite chants today, so that'll come on as well. Desire, my great enemy. Let's see, I might actually go to the next.
You don't share that, the music can play in the background.
Oh, sure, good idea. Or we can swap it. I don't know if they'll hear it.
Desire, my great enemy, with the soldiers surrounding me, is giving me lots of trouble. Oh, my Lord, is giving me lots of trouble. Oh, my Lord, that enemy I will deceive, remaining in the castle.
It's a cosmic word. Just while we're going through each item, Nara said to just share with you all. So the Swamiji altar has his thread from when he left the body. He had a scarf, and we all got a piece of that thread. It has some of his hair, which is common for when someone reaches liberation to be able to share that. And we have a fabric from his Nayaswami robe as well. And then on the altar was one of the stamps with Yogananda, and below it was a thread from his meditation blanket from India that he would obviously be in samadhi on. And then next to that was some of the rocks from the Himalayas and the Sea of Galilee, and then the Jyotish and Devi altar. You all saw the Rajaksha bead from their meditation in Babaji's cave with their blessings. And then there was a St. Francis of Assisi bracelet from Devi that she gave to our family. And then in the box underneath is, let's actually unveil that. Do you mind? There's a sweater from Jyotish and some clothes from some of the saintly teachers. It's the other box with Jyotish and Devi's photo. Yeah. So Nara's moving that so you can see inside. So Jyotish's clothing and some clothing from Nayaswami Dhyana, Shanti, and Seva. So Seva's passed on, but that little case is a glasses case that she gave. And then I think those are the main little things. But and Kriya petals from the second and first Kriya in Australia, which is amazing to think that there's been 3 Kriya ceremonies, 4 now, because we did another second Kriya in this temple. So we're just so blessed to be able to celebrate all of these moments and these great masters. So we'll maybe we can put music on for Bhakti if that's okay, and then we'll end with that music, and then when you all feel like you've got your inspiration, and you can leave when it works, or you can stay on, and we will have a closing little time together. But for those of you who aren't here in person, if you want to be a part of that, you can let myself or Nara know, or we can just have you share on the group whatever you feel you've taken away from the weekend, and we can share it with everyone here. Thank you all so much. It's giving me lots of trouble.
Remaining in the castle of peace, night and day in thy joy, oh my Lord. Night and day in thy
just like to share that John, Ashwin, Monica, we can definitely feel your energy here. It's just incredible to know that that is truth. And we're very grateful, and just thought we might finish sending 3 alms and just sharing this amazing light. Peace.
For us all to gather around here, and I'll get an image of all of us.
Everyone, stay online there, guys. And if Ashwin can reinvigorate himself. Ashwin. Father calling Ashwin.
Oh, there's the bell. I was looking for that.
We're going to gather under the
Under the TV.
TV screen where you guys are.
TV. Yeah, so with the altar or?
Yeah, so put the altar. Jump one up. I'll stand at the back. How about that?
Like that? Is this what you're thinking?
Well, if we turn...
Maybe gather around underneath so that
Okay.
you
Yeah,
can
I'll-
get like a full frame.
All right.
You want to capture everyone?
Yeah, you guys are here in the room,
Mm-hmm.
so it
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
I've got a new halo.
Should I just?
So I'm going to do a little video first. So they'll move around for better light.
Everyone has to smile, right?
Everyone has to smile. Trying to get, there's a reflection on the, there we are. That's it. Everyone say Jai Guru.
Jai Guru.
Oh, Ashwin's here now.
Oh, Ashwin.
Oh yeah.
Come on, Ashwin.
Babaji.
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank
was
you
fun.
all. Have a beautiful day. I don't know where to look at the moment. Oh, let's see. See you. Bye. We really did feel you. That was very powerful. Mwah, ciao bello.
Oh.